Would you hold? Just let me. You're on the right track.
No, thank you.
Is it bad news?
We were just discussing Lynn's way of he likes to rotate around, get you caught in that triangle head thing, so your head's right here, and then gradually eats one out.
No, I mean, don't try so hard. You can
I got a little.
That's okay.
Yeah, right there. Which is, you see how it tracks now, if this is down,
I saw it. I was about to say, I'm trying to move your microphone there.
so this way
Now, see how this hand's deep? Okay, you had yours in mine go all the way to the back. I see. Now I'm going to break this arm, release, take your lapel. See how I got tight? Then I lean into it. Okay, get those hands all the way to the back. Thank you. Mate, come on over here.
You like to mix it up a little bit, don't you?
That was fun. Damon! Now you can sit and look at them. When I'm from the back, I really like this hand underneath, one hand on top. And I like to pull this down. And you can choke with the whole of the lapel, but I prefer the rib or the edge when I turn it this way. Couple of reasons. Would you rather be choked by a really wide belt or a really thin belt? I'll take wide every day. Okay? So now I want to make this ribbon as small as I can. And then, no matter how far he moves his chin down, I can pop that under his chin. But this is not a threat. This is control. So he don't know if I'm going to do an arm bar. He don't know if I'm going to turn him over and pin him. He don't know what I'm going to do. This is judo. Aye. So this hand has to start back here. And don't come in and boom, pump him in the back of the head. Makes people mad. But you can gently massage that muscle. Okay? He turned it voluntarily. If I push, he's going to push back. Or he's going to get real defensive. I don't have my hooks in. I'm just being relaxed right now. But here, and it's too late. Once I get my fingers to the side and this down, it's real easy just to slip that. Now me, with my hands the way they are, if I use them really hard, like, what did I make not too long ago? I remember I had to build something. Oh, I replaced a back door. Makes my hands sore. Okay, arthritis and stuff that's in them. So I don't use a lot of power in my fingers. Makes them really sore for the next 3 or 4 days. So boom, boom, just position and hold. Thumb and forefingers, all I need. Now, what I do with this hand depends on what he does. Okay? If I can get to a kuriiri, I'm good. I'm happy with that. Most of the time they won't let you. Okay? Because as soon as you start fiddling, they start grabbing your hands and doing stuff. So now I've got to pull his hand up. I want to take the whole hand, compress, come up right into kataha. Okay? That's really not fun. It's just that quick. Touch. Now, he's blocking me out. Hook or hook and change. Ooh. When you want to get out of this, hint, 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 go to here, use your heels and pull your butt out. Oh! Y'all have seen me do that many times. Okay, but be careful. What have you done to your neck? Okay, so there's a motion that has to happen in there with your head. You've got to attack the wrist when you do that.
Okay.
Which way?
This way? This way? Oh. This way.
Yes! But turn your body.
Okay.
Do it with your whole body. So I'm here, drop, there you go. Perfect. Very nicely done. Now, WWBD.
Touch something.
Come on, come on, come on. Turn, 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 turn. Thank you. Ooh, teeth. Okay. So it's all going to lead into something. Now, what do I do from here? Ever been here before? Is that going to choke him? Sorry. Can't even get up there tight enough to do it. WWBD.
That's better.
Wait a minute. That's funny. If you're here, you can lock. You can come around to here, take your own wrist, choke. If he's already pulled out, it's really hard to beat when you're scooting your bottom out. Here. And if you don't have the hooks in, you should be escaping that direction every time. If you have a hook in, you can still do it. Come on, pull. He still comes out of it. So, what's my point? Butts around, scoot. Thank you. Don't go that way. Turn. Okay. So I want y'all to practice that and put it in your repertoire. Most people don't do that. They sit there and play. The other thing to do, if I'm here on a good kuriiri, you want to drop me to my elbow here to break this. And that's why this came around, is to stop that. But most people don't know that. So drop them down onto their arm. If you go the wrong direction, go night-night. Go the right direction, you're out of it. But I want y'all to work this Hakuriri or Kataha, and then pull with the heels. Pull, shrimp, and turn. Whoop. And drill that. There you go. Just back and forth. You got to learn to dig with the heels. Wrestling 101. Anybody a wrestler? What's the first part of sit and spin? Sit. Spin. You got to pull with those heels. You learn to pull, scoot. Use those hamstrings. All right, take your fingers off sometimes. There you go. Really pull.
Okay.
Yeah. Now keep turning them and you're going to come up with an arm bar right there. Because that arm will come right with it. That bottom arm will come right with it.
If I what?
Just hang on to that arm when you come through. Tim. Now keep this arm. Now keep turning. There it is. Bam. Corkscrews it right through.
Okay. Reaching further across.
Yeah, because when you drop, now just clamp it. Now turn. Turn right into his elbow. Pop your head through. Use your right arm to push. There you go. Just come on through. There it is.
I think that's why he was saying this way.
That was too easy. Yeah, go on back. Now, when you're under both arms, get one hand, take this hand and pull his lapel down and out. Now, use this hand to pull it down. That way, it'll slide that hand up. Now it's set. Okay, now switch to, if you can, you pull your hand out now. You want to pull this hand out? Yeah. Come around here and grab your own wrist. Now pull in. Okay. Now you got to start moving and come around. You don't have your hook.
Yeah. It's just looking up. Like,
So let's try it. Go out further.
Tootie, fresh and tootie. That's a nice rooty tootie. Yeah.
and they still felt it.
Get those heels in, spurring. On top.
Like that?
Yeah, pull him in. That way you can't see her on you.
I can't. It's hard for me. Right over the tree again. You're not getting there, but you're just squeezing.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to have you not my feet on top if you're going to escape?
Well, you got to do it both ways.
Oh, is that not how it's supposed to? Not really.
Just turn. Yeah.
That's better.
Much better. Easier?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're turning against that controlling hand and holding. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's fascinating. If you don't come in and play with chokes, you won't be able to use them. You've really got to make a conscious effort to practice chokes. Because when you're doing newaza and you're just rolling around, you're doing what? Just rolling around. Sometimes you're in survival mode, sometimes you're in pin mode, sometimes you're looking for joint locks. But if you're really wanting to make a study of chokes, just focus on the neck. Look at the different opportunities and ways to grab that lapel in and around the collar and the neck so that you can start learning different ways to create vices and cams and little things that hurt. Sometimes you can be holding onto that lapel, you roll over, all of a sudden you're on top, and all you got to do is just lean your elbow across their neck and they go tap, tap, tap. If their heart rate's elevated, respiratory rate's elevated, they're going to go out quicker. Doesn't take much. Can you grab your own sleeve? Yes. Oh yeah. One of my favorite chokes back in the day was this one. Seen it before? Okay. Now what I like to do, how do I want you? Just sit down. Ow. Because it comes in here, it comes here, and then it cams around like a vice grip. And if I want, I can even let go and take my own lapel or sleeve here. That's not fun at all either. And I can even reach up inside it. You can't grab his, but you can grab yours. Oh. Okay.
Turn 90 degrees and do it one minute. Thank you, Dave.
Here. Here. Okay. Oh, well, it'd be even worse would be come across on this side and hook and bring it down. Spread them out. Okay, now Nick and I got the pleasure of meeting with Dr. Yoji Kondo a couple of years ago. And he was in my club when I took over the Clear Lake Club years and years ago, before he moved to Washington. And he was saying on the naked strangle, you only have to choke one side. You only have to affect one vagus nerve to make the brain do its thing. The vagus nerve is where, Greg?
Underneath the carotid artery.
Is it down here or up here?
It's up here. Everything's
Up
all the way
here.
down.
So, massage your necks. Find where that big muscle kind of dents in. Find your pulse. Start just kind of massaging into that muscle a little bit and push the muscle into that pulse. And it won't take too long before you get tunnel vision if you get the right spots. Okay? So it's all right there. And it's all about massage. Except the way Dr. Kondo does it. Now he literally comes in, locks one side, hits it, and it feels like your neck's getting broken. Okay? Very quick, very effective, very efficient. So it's just here. Notice I come in underneath. Don't know if I'm going to grab this, don't know if I'm going to get around. Sometimes I'll push the head over and snap it back. My preferred method, by the way. Now, when my hands come in, I turn my wrist down so that I choke. It rotates up into the carotid. And you're just massing, pressing, compressing that muscle into that whole system till you stop the carotid artery and hit that vagus nerve. 3 to 4 seconds, he said. And you go night-night. Release, everything goes back to normal. Unless there's a genetic defect in there. We know there's nothing wrong here. Now, Ed Maley always did this.
Chuck Caldwell, too.
Okay? Some people do this. Cross. Some people do this. Some people do this. Some people do this. Whatever works best. I do like this. Okay? But it puts the bigger part of your arm into that section. And as I was explaining to Brian, when you get to here, the way to make this hole smaller is to use your back muscles and pull your elbow across. So I get to here, and I pull them around behind me. Hand comes up pretty quick. And it's really more pain than it is choking at this point. Because it hurts coming into here. Your neck does not like that. So be sure to do the other side and make it even. Okay? Love that choke. If you don't like the guy, come around to the front a little bit. Don't do that to our friends here. I mean, if he's bad, mean, and ugly, I'll use the front. They don't allow you to do this anymore, where I pull the guy back and compress the head forward. So it does things to the neck. But that's just one of those more viscous things you can do to folks on the street.
Bob, you said something about closing that trachea or that throat creates staph. You can get strep throat from closing those two throat things from closing together so much?
I don't think so.
Oh,
That's the bacteria.
okay.
That's going to be in you, that you get from kids when they touch other kids and they come back and touch you.
I mean, as far as when you close the throat enough and the two sides of the wall close of your throat.
You're talking about the airway?
Is that what that would be?
No, staph.
No? Okay. I thought I learned that from you.
Now you can get scarlet fever. Comes from strep. The strep virus is a virus. Strep virus that found its way into the linings of your heart. And then when it flares, that's why your body turns red. I've had that before. That was cool. I was at the doctor's office. And I mean, I'm bright red. I'm working with special ed populations. He says, man, he put his hand on me and he took it off. I had a weird doctor at this time. And it went white and then turned back red again. He said, man, that was cool. Got all these hand marks all over him. The other thing was he was enamored with was the size of my thighs. I don't know if he was a cannibal or what, but he was just, couldn't believe how much meat was on him. Okay. I know. Weird things you go through in life that you have to share with folks. So, any questions on this? Again, my preference is to pop. And if you get up here just under where the skull comes around, and as the muscles come, those tendons come in and attach, and if you push that, that head turns. I don't care if you don't want it to or not. It turns. And then I pop right under the chin to bring it around. Okay? And the friction, the skin friction does that. And then he's done. And he'll tell you it's not comfortable. So be nice to each other. And you can catch the trachea coming around right here, so be careful. Boom. Make sure you get all the way around. I like to make sure the trachea is in the V, pointed towards the V of my elbow. And if they cough after you choke them, it means you got it. So you want to try and stay to the side. And definition of pain is what?
You feel it.
You feel it. But if I'm applying an arm bar to my finger and I go there, that's too far. Most people wait till you're there before they tap. Right? If you really want to feel it, well, most people overextend those arm bars. I've got complete control of the arm when I get it to here. I say you need to tap, but I'll let it go. Because if they sneeze or somebody bumps into you, it'll ruin their day. So same with chokes. Boom, boom, boom. Just let it go. Be nice to your friends. Buy them a beer later. Go practice. Now turn this down. Okay. Now what you're going to do is with your hand and this hand, you're going to pull the inside of your wrist here, up, and through this side of his head. He turned pink that time. See, the hardest part is because we're nice and being nice to each other, I turn that head back. And then I'll massage in.
We're counting on you.
Yeah, you see it.
Thank you.
If I don't like you, I just leave it in front. Pull it, slide your arm around. You will, but it's okay. We're just practicing because we like each other. I'm asking.
Here, and then pull it back.
Yeah, but go further. Push all the way through.
With this hand
Yeah.
first and second.
Push. Now when you come back, your wrist is in position.
Yes.
It rips everything. Yeah. That's why I say keep training up and catch your jaw. If you don't like them, it comes straight into the trach.
To where it's jersey.
Off the trachea?
Yep.
Yeah, your wrist is in the wrong place. Yeah, it's so small. Feels he's an itty bitty thingy.
See how here. So
Push.
yes, okay.
You're doing it with your back.
And then yeah, you're gonna traction of the skin.
You can do that really light.
See how I can close that? I'm keeping a line of direction.
Push and pop it back.
But I'm also
Yeah,
keeping
but don't forget to my chin instead of going across my trachea.
Push that mandible. Now push your hand further down. Now pull it back. Now you're closer to position. You're able to bring that down. Drive that whole system, and it just compresses this whole area from here up. And I'll just drive them into the floor when I do that. Yeah, I'll start from there and move up. And just drive it Just got to make sure you're around to the side.
Thank you. Needs me out of here.
If I'm here and here, 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 see, I come way around because I want to be really nice. And if I get to here, and I get to here, yeah.
I'm on the wrong side.
I go all the way around. There you go. Capture that. Take the back of your sleeve. Now just grab it. Now bring your arm around to this side. All the way around to the side.
I turned his head too much.
Looks like you're still on the straight.
So what am I doing wrong?
Here. See, let your wrist slide so that you know the pressure is going to come into here, then come to here.
Now I feel the fading more than the choking. like my neck.
Yeah, they all get masticated. You get raw. Hi, Monte. On chokes, if you do this a lot, you become a real redneck.
Thank you, sir.
We don't want to do that. And it wears you out, tires you out. You do silly things and stuff happens. So, it's almost 5. I want you to get with your partners. Think about what you did that you liked, that worked, that you want to work on. Think about what didn't work. Talk to your partners. Look at your goals. Write down what you did or didn't do. Think about it. If you have a question, bring it back in a few minutes, and we'll answer those questions. Go. Things you need answers to? Yes, ma'am.
How do you find like where that spot is? Because he kept trying, we still weren't able to find it. For me, it seems so. Where do you find like that point? I guess.
Take your fingers, get in there, start playing, start squeezing. When that world kind of goes shrinky on you, stop. It's there. Some people can't find their pulse either, and it's real hard to find.
I can't find my pulse either.
But it's going to be in here somewhere.
Okay.
It's going to be in there, yeah. The big muscles, it's in front of the big muscles. Your trachea is here, the big muscle's here. You got a little hollow spot going down through here. It's going to be in there. That's where you're going to find your pulse. Mine's real strong right there. And then you kind of just push that muscle in just a little bit on top of it. Push the other side in. Dude. And you'll get to play with it. I trust you. Just don't do it too much. You might enjoy it. When Ruska woke me up on the 6th turn and the other guy said, "Do it again," I just went and sat down for the rest of the night. Okay, it was quite a buzz. All right, a lot of information today. Probably, if you look at just starting to play with chokes and using them consistently, you're looking at 3 to 6 months of just playing with them and exploring them and learning, getting the muscle memory down and learning how to flip the hands in. And you know that little motion I do with my Hidaka where I pull the head back and do it real quick? Okay, it's not the first time I've done that. And it does become a skill. And you girls like Nancy with those real thin wrists, and you guys that are real thin, oh God, you're just so deadly with those things. And you got the reach. You got those long fingers like I do where you could just feed it and then just massage a little bit. Sometimes I'll sit there and vibrate it, fibrillate it. You know, because it relaxes the muscle when you do that. But there are some guys you just got to, you know, and really turn the juice on. Usually I just let go because I don't want to put that much energy out during practice. But I know it's there. All right, same with throws. Got to practice, practice, practice. Then go to application. I want to leave. I'm going to take about 12 more minutes. And I want you to get a partner. We're going to look at some Rondori. So I have to teach people how to Rondori. I don't want to do it, but I have to. Because it becomes a fight if you don't. Okay? So get a partner. Bow to your partner, be nice. Get a standard grip. Now the first thing I want you to do is I want you to cover every square meter of this mat with your partner. You're just going to move all over the mat, keeping good posture, staying off your heels, and I want you matching step for step. So when your partner puts a foot down, you put a foot down. Matching step for step. Turn circles, do lines, follow each other, and just move. Go. Don't try to throw, just walk and move. Stay off your heels. Dance. Greg should be good at this. Don't cross your feet. Use your Aikido walking. Turn your heels, turn your toes, turn your hips. Now stop. Okay? You're now in my head, and you have to tell me what I just saw.
The walls.
What did I see you doing? What am I looking for?
Harmony.
How well we matched our partner.
What was the biggest thing that stood out in my head?
Speed control.
Speed. How fast were you moving? Medium, fast, slow?
Sounded fast. Fast.
Sounded fast. I heard saw a lot of people scooting, doing the boot scoot boogie without the boots. Okay? Now, how many of you are really concentrating on your feet matching time with Tori's or Uke's feet? Or were you just walking? Trying to match? Was it easy or hard?
I wasn't always in sync.
Can everybody say that, or was everybody in sync?
No, it varied.
It varied. So slow down, please. Go. Okay, now that's much better. Now sometimes I have to stop folks and say, are you competing or are you working together? Because somebody will be making a move and they're trying to outstep or out-trick and make somebody follow you. Okay, that's not the purpose of this. And it's hard to get some people to not understand that, because they think they always have to outstep or step quicker or make you mess up. I hope that's not going on. Okay, I saw some arrhythmical people going through here, which is okay. Now, rock, paper, scissors with your partner. Winner, you get to decide who's Tori or Uke first. Hey, good. Scissors, cut, rock. Okay. So now what I want you to do is just to touch their feet. Tori, you're going to be moving. I want you to create a relationship where you can just touch their feet while you're moving. Okay, you just move. Okay, Tori, you just try to find a touch. Inside or outside, just a touch. Hopefully you're trying to get your little toe to the back of their heel, either on the inside or the outside. Go. Weight when you're way back on your heels when you're walking backwards.
Okay.
Keep your weight on the balls of your feet as you move. Just like this. Okay? Now, if you're having a hard time finding that foot, ask your Uke to slow down. Now, you're not just trying to touch it, you're looking for the actual foot-sweep relationship. Other person, be Tori. Mate. Now sometimes when you have younger people or more energetic people, they tend to start off nice and easy, and some of you are starting to get faster and faster and faster. No surprise. But we're moving within our comfort zone and our learning zone, and hopefully nobody's in the panic zone, right? So your body goes, oop, oop, sorry, okay? Now I want you to think about a rhythm, a tempo. Now I'm going to get my drum here in a second, and I'm going to give you a tempo. And Uke, your foot has to touch the ground on the tempo. And you can't change it. Tori, your job is to use that tempo or use that rhythm to find your relationship. If Uke is consistent, it should give you a little bit better opportunity to find that foot, as long as you're staying on that rhythm. And you need to stay on that rhythm as well. If you speed up to try and catch the foot, probably the wrong timing. Now that doesn't mean if I'm doing a 4-4 time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're going to be stepping on 4-4 time, but Tori, you might go to bum, 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 bum. So you're still in the bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So you can still continue to move and stay in that rhythm to find your foot patterns. Okay? It's an interesting study on how to move with your uke and make things fit and flow within their timing, their rhythm patterns. And it's amazing how they don't perceive the differences if you're not trying to do this. But you can step, and they'll never sense it. Right, Nick? It's amazing. They never see it. So we're going to start off really, really slow. This is fun.
I love it. Yeah.
You ready? Okay, here's your rhythm. 4. Touch, 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 touch. And stop. Change mindsets, uke and tori. Here we go. Change partners. Rock, paper, scissors, so you know who goes first.
So those positions, I'm looking for like
All right, we're going to go slower this time. For the feet to catch and hold. Don't be shy, you gotta be bold. Look to see if you can find a hold on a foot, heel, or toe. Isn't that weird? To have such a controlled environment and then still try to find a timing in it. You can almost imagine what your brain's going through when you have a completely chaotic environment and you're trying to find the timing in it. Okay? Well, if you work consistently at this speed and this pace, you'll start to see some things opening up. Now, I'm seeing a lot of stuff like people trying to do ouchis as they're stepping on the back step when uke's stepping back. Ouchi uke has to step forward for you. Kochi, they have to step forward. If uke steps back, you want to catch ko block, but you're not necessarily going to catch ko sweep. What in the world is he talking about? So now we're getting into application and proper application. And you'll probably eventually have to break all of these down to where they make sense. Oh, that's hot. So if we're moving here and uke starts to step forward, oh, wow, he ran me over. Cool, I like that. Co-block. Okay, that's what it ends up looking like. So he stays consistent, I stay within his rhythm and timing. Does that make sense? We didn't go over knee wheels. But that's what happens. And now our brains are working at a different level, trying to fit puzzle pieces together, little steps at a time, that makes more sense cognitively. And then we'll go back into your subconscious soon, hopefully. Because if you keep making misrepresentations of what you think is right, we're learning from the long end. We're trying to work off of mistakes to that eventual perfect piece instead of trying to become more perfect and get ideal relationships to work and then go more to a chaotic state where it's more random. And like for the young guys, I have to do that. I'll count the steps for them. I'll make them work within those parameters. And I beat them with my shinai when they don't. Okay? But if you don't slow down and actually look at those fittings, oh man, we got to do this. It's getting late now. But step, 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 step. Right, sir, Komiyashi. I mean, it's just all right there. Sorry. So, keep thinking along those lines, and tomorrow we'll put hip throws into this equation. Are you not going to be here? Okay. She will be. You're going to be here. So you'll bring it back to him. And any questions? Comments?
Magnificent.
Okay. I never did go over my rules. I went over how we play, but you might want this for a reference. Rule number 1, never say any or don't do anything that will hurt yourself or somebody else. Period. Rule number 2 is don't say anything that will hurt yourself or somebody else. A lot of times I'll get in here and somebody will say something about themselves, discounts and stuff, and you really got to cut that off really quick. If this was easy, anybody could do it. Number 3, don't bring other stuff into the house. We're here just for judo. Number 4, everybody's included. Don't leave anybody out. I think everybody's grown a little bit here. Learn from everybody's knowledge. That's what makes this a boo. And then the thumb, if you're here, you're okay. And in my opinion, if you're between here and here, we're okay. But when that meter gets down here, there's a problem. Moving too slow. I'm too tired. You need to make some adjustments. Somebody needs to know about it. Don't keep it in yourself. You got to go sit down, go sit down. Okay? If you can't do it, don't do it. Because we don't want you here. Don't want you in panic zone. Definitely don't want you in the twilight zone. Then you don't come back. Now, after every really, really hard bike ride, and when we were training, we'd run 42 miles in about an hour and a half. Okay? That's like cranking down into the wind, going down 45 to Galveston, down to Texas City from Friendswood at 26 miles an hour. That's against the wind, by the way. Turning around Texas City, get water. Then we come back with the wind, running probably 28s to 32s. And then once we get to the turnoff to Friendswood, there's a jump. And so there we're hitting 40s. And my job, because I was huge compared to those bike riders, is if somebody jumped and took off, my job was to jump out of the pack and follow. And then 1 or 2 guys would sit right on my tail. If I go, they're going to suck right into my wheel. And then what they do is they back off just a little bit, and then they ramp right into me, catch that draft, and then they'll pop around me and get the speed off of it to go catch the guy that jumped. Then I'll come back into the pack, catch my breath than take somebody else out. Okay? So, that's a lot of hard work when it's 95 plus degrees and that humidity down there. And so we always rewarded ourselves and reward your body after a hard workout. Treat yourself nicely. It's real important to do that. What do we do it with? Fig Newtons. Everybody always had a box. And we always had 3 or 4 after the bike ride. Plus a lot of water. So, after a good long day, good hard workout, always reward yourself. Because you deserve it. Okay? Circle.